Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of your weekly dose of Terraform. My name is Anton Dobenko. I want to continue fixing some issues in Terraform AWS modules. Obviously, there are a lot of things happening, and yeah, without new pull requests or without new bug reports, it will be just boring, right? What else can we do? So yeah, please say hi and tell me where I'm from, and yeah, we'll continue fixing issues and hopefully improve quality. Uh, let's jump. Where is this? Where is this button? Ah, yeah, right. It's here. So, this is my GitHub profile. For those who don't know, I'm AWS community hero and I enjoy working with Terraform and AWS. If you like what I do and if you want to support the work which I do, especially in the open source, please ask your employer to support me because that's pretty much important for me. And yeah, uh, just go to github.com and see some of the projects which I contribute to. And yeah, um, that's it. This week, I just want to kind of revise what has happened. I published new newsletter on Terraform Weekly newsletter, weekly.tf, and I want to say again, big thanks to OrderCloud for sponsoring this newsletter. And I also want to highlight a couple articles here, which I personally enjoy reading. One article by Volodymyr Marinichev, uh, who wrote about TerraGrant Orchestrator, like 10 steps to building TerraGrant Orchestrator. I enjoyed this article because it shows a little bit more advanced things in TerraGrant. Uh, so many of you will find it useful, I'm pretty sure. And also Chat GPT by Mark, who's a big fan of Azure. And I think he's a great guy because he's pushing Azure in exactly the same trajectory as I've been pushing Terraform for AWS fork like for many years. OpenTofu is going GA. Yeah, that's that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And yeah, if you are not afraid of shell scripts, but you still want to have chance to import your infrastructure, that's yeah, that's project for you. And as always, if your company or your employer wants to sponsor this newsletter, please reach out to me and I will be glad to explain how it works. And in general, there were 156 newsletters published, so I'm not stopping it. Thanks everyone for sending information to my email. It helps me a lot to understand what you guys enjoy reading most and what kind of things you don't like. I also don't like ChatGPT generated images, so that's we are kind of um, in the same feelings with you guys. Okay, apparently there are no viewers, no comments, no questions, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's life. Or chat just doesn't work, which can also be the case. Anyway, let's do something. I looked again through emails and I just found a lot of different issues which has to be fixed. During this week, I worked for pretty, I don't know, yeah, probably for Lambda module, we did a few improvements and also I merged a couple other things. Um, in particular, this one, I'm just looking in the calendar. Yeah, this one was a very important thing for people who would like to use Lambda module inside of CI/CD pipeline and they want to have control whether to use timestamps of the package creation or not. So this was pretty big release, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will appreciate it. So please check it out if you had difficulties in the past. And also a couple other small improvements here and there in Lambda module. So without this, let's dive straight into fixing some of this pull request. And if there are any questions, please let me know in the chat. Though I'm not sure the chat even works because I don't see any question or any comments. Well, if there are no questions, let's ask at least other people, because for me it says 0. So maybe there is no one. Okay, let's see. So first one I want to, no, let's look on this one. Melissa is still on fire, and she has added a few other pull requests during last week, and this one is pretty cool. Hello, Oleg. Yes, chat from LinkedIn works. That's good. Thank you for confirming this. And now I can see at least name. Usually it says LinkedIn user, and I have no clue who exactly was it. But now I can see your name and text, which is pretty cool. Okay, so Melissa added support for ALB Trust Store. As far as I understand, it is for mutual authentication with ALB, and there were quite a lot of additions. And I just want to explain why this pull request is amazing. Honestly, that's exactly the type of pull request I love reviewing. So first of all, I looked at it a couple days ago, and I saw it, so it's not going to be like news for me. But uh, when I saw it for the first time and I see changes inside of examples, and specifically I see change that there is new example which shows how to use this stuff. So there is new folder called mutual aus ALB, which contains a bunch of different files, new changes, and then there is module which implements it. So when I just see code like this, for example, it's very hard for me to understand if it works or not. So that's why I really like to see example and even run example, of course. So let's look from the top, just briefly what's happening here. Mutual authentication ALB example. Let's see. Some configuration. I have no clue what is it, but probably it's necessary. I'm not sure why this is necessary in this way. I thought there is a TLS provider which can be used to have. Right. It's using. It's used here already. Okay. So this code is creating an ALB with a bunch of different listeners, and with this configuration. Okay, and this is submodule. Submodule. What is this? I'm not big expert in about this feature, so I don't really know what is happening here. I really like this way of referring latest AMI, because AWS publish it on the specific name. Should I increase font size? Maybe it will be better. I think it's better. Right, so this is the addition which I recommended to add. Previously it was a lot of shell scripts. Right. Sometimes we output the whole module, but sometimes we cannot do this because it's just a lot of noise. Mm. Why this is suddenly sensitive? Mm. I mean, it is sensitive because it's using mutual TLS, but is it sensitive uh, by the example or by the module? So take a look into this one. Mhm. Yeah. As you can see, it's not very exciting part of the stream because I'm just looking into what has been created. Mm. Okay, so my question is why this should be set as sensitive. Mm. That's it. Um, can this be not sensitive um, like it was before? I mean, was it like this before? I'm not sure, but probably it shouldn't be sensitive here. Can this be non-sensitive like it was before? That's it. Yeah, no other questions, at least from my side. Right. Okay, so that's it. Um, I don't know, I already left comment, so that's it. Next one, Lambda. Let's close this one first. VPC. Well, VPC is pretty crazy module. I think it's still one of the most used, but it is still requiring quite big refactoring. And as far as I can see, not me and not Brian are willing to take it. I mean, we have other things to do, simply. And why should we touch if it's working? That's also the case. Mm. So we can just close this pull request because we don't care about such validation. That's pretty much simple. And introduce blah blah blah. We don't need such validation block because we expect that users specify What is necessary? We expect users to specify what is necessary. Something like this. Okay. Uh, yeah, I also want to say thanks to multiple people who contributed to Lambda module recently. Uh, Nate has added support for new version of Python so that our CI runs on a bit late or newer version of Python, and yeah, he brought support for 3.7, which is pretty cool. Still, Lambda module is used in version 3.6. I mean, it doesn't need all newest features from latest version of Python, which is still important. Okay, and also Fran has added some pretty good contributions recently. And again, thanks to Patrick who's reviewing this. So really good to see people collaborate and do something about it. Something is working. Oh, right. Yeah, cool. So then I don't know why it didn't start before. It was just failing. And recently, like pretty much hour ago, Fran added some new code, cleanup code like this. And now GitHub at least started and GitHub is telling what's going on. So pretty cool that, yeah, GitHub didn't work because Python code was just wrong and it just didn't start. Pretty strange relation. But okay, let's take a look on this later. So what we have here, a login config. Yeah, I think that's gonna to be cool. Joshua license. His license is last name. Pretty cool. Well, it cannot be true. License is name. But okay, well, let's see. Right, so here, I think I reviewed it last week as well. So adding support for login configuration is cool, but there are a lot of cases where we need to take into account login log support is added, but we also need to take into account conditions when we provide existing log group or when we mm, mm, so there are multiple cases, and I think Joshua described them here. One is used existing CloudWatch log group can be true or false, and then if login log group is specified, then CloudWatch log group can be created. Okay, so a bunch of different cases in this pull request should be taken into account. So okay, let's look into use existing CloudWatch log group is true. Then login log group is not specified, which means use existing log group true. So then it will try to pick up the one which is provided based on function name, which is true. Yeah, probably that's true. What about this one? When use existing CloudWatch log group and we specify log group we want to use, then we have retrieved from data source. I'm not sure that I understand what this X means. Is it error or is it bad or is it failure? What is it? But yeah, if it's provided, then it will be retrieved from data source. That's good. If we specify that we don't want to use existing log group and we don't specify uh, login log group, then it's gonna to create this CloudWatch log group. That's cool. And we don't want to use this one, but we specified it. So this is the same case, and this one is the same. Um, is it true? Well, how about case when I specify that I want to use, what is the difference between this line and this line? If I specify that I don't want to use existing CloudWatch log groups, right? But then I provided a log group name. What should happen? Hmm? Mm, I don't understand why this is the same. Line 2 and 4. If anyone has any explanation, please tell me because mm, yeah. Mhm. Okay, let's see. Existing data source is reused, so output should update appropriately. Well, for this, all we need to see multiple cases, multiple examples, sorry. Log format is required by TF provider. It cannot be passed as null. Well, it can. Okay, let's see. I think it's time to look in the code, check out this pull request, and enjoy some coding. Um, so it's pull request 531 PR. No, what is it? PR check 531. And oh yeah, let's see. I want to see if my GraphQL. I had some issues for a pretty long time that for some reason my GitHub CLI is using way too many GraphQL API requests. It's like this 5,000 will be wasted in 3 commands. Uh, I don't think I did pretty much anything yet, and I already spent 57. Why? All I did is I just checked out this pull request, right? PR check 531. Mm, and now if I check, okay, now it's okay. It was increased by 1. That's fine. We'll see. I may not able to commit and push or open pull request. I don't remember. It will be just yeah, strange. But okay, let's look into this example. Complete. Okay, so this is what he added. Let's look into this. Can you see it well, or should I make it bigger? Tell me, please. Okay, let's look into the code. What is this? Comments. I don't know why I need comments. Again, comment. So I suspect that this GraphQL usage is from some of my GitHub extensions, right? Yeah, you see, it's already 1,900. It was just 2 seconds ago, it was 58. So if anyone know what can be the problem, please let me know. I didn't do anything, but it's already 1,900 used. So I guess there is some bug inside of GitHub extension in VS Code. Maybe it's consuming, I don't know, to read these comments or something. Okay, let's try to work. Anyway, I can do git commit and git push. I cannot open pull request or use GitHub GraphQL endpoints. So let's see, here is this login config. So that's what I want to take a look. And also need to look into examples and see where I can do. So login log format is fine. I want to prepare it a little bit so that I probably need to make small case. Oh yeah, like this. Lambda function no create log group permission. Okay, I will probably make a few cases here. Just lambda function with custom log group. And this is where I will put this new properties with custom log group. With custom. Okay. So we'll put something here. What exactly can we put? Look into login log format. JSON, and also what can we put? We put log group, and we put it, and we put something. We need to make new custom resource for this. Let's put it like this. It's going to be custom so my question will be, is it important to have it named accordingly to function name, or can I put something absolutely random? I probably can put anything I want, but I'm not sure. So I'll put it into like custom log, let's say custom, and then a random path. Will be example. Example is just easier to see so that I can delete it next time if I don't need it. Okay. Yeah, and let's put a retention in days 1 so that I don't pollute my own account. Okay. Right. CloudWatch log group. Why it's not working? I have no clue. Sometimes it highlights as there is an error. You just need to refresh it a few times, and maybe name doesn't exist. Should it be ID? No, probably name. But okay. This is my question. Should I, when I attach this log group permission, uh, I should make sure that I don't give permission to create log group because I already provided one. Mm. So it's going to be custom log group, yes. And another one will be mm, yeah, probably that's it. Okay, let's remove a bunch of different uh, code snippets which we don't need. All this lambda at edge packages we don't need. This I can leave like that. Need. So I will move all of this login to separate place and handle it separately. Okay. So I don't know why it says log group. Ah, yeah, right. It's probably because it's just example complete. No, I thought that maybe it doesn't know this one. Maybe now it will update cached modules locally, and it will understand that log group is a name, but maybe it's not actually called log group. Let's see. Yeah, that's also right. It's called login log group, of course. Right. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Right. So Terraform apply. Okay. We don't need this. What? Use existing. Yeah, so some magic detected here. We'll take a look into this one because I think it's a good case where we don't want to uh, create. So use existing CloudWatch log group or a login log group, not null. Can't really depend on resource. Yeah, this is bad case. We shouldn't refer to it like this. So login log group was line 200. Right. That's why we always introduce values like statically resolved values like booleans. So if we say use existing CloudWatch log groups, that's it. No need to compare it with null. And same here. If we specify that don't use existing log groups, here we will probably need it. Uh, but I will take care about this case a bit later. Let's finish first execution. Okay, so it's trying to create a bunch of different things. I don't want to review what's happening here. I'll review it later. It's too much to review at once. Though I always tell people to review at least what they do, like more or less, but it's much easier to create something smaller and then iterate from there. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what I expect my code to do now is to use CloudWatch log groups. So when I specify use this group, I expect it to use this group, right? That's case number one. Case number two. So now I should have two functions. If I go to my console, lambda, so here is this one. So this one is default one. So when we have configuration, it just creates CloudWatch log groups and it uses log format as text. Great. So this is default one. When we, so this is like previous behavior. In our case, we provide our own log group and we say that we want it to be in JSON. Now the thing is that we need to control what tool is AWS L. How much do you pay monthly for AWS cost? Well, first question about about cost is pretty easy. It was 0.0000, and then I forgot to turn off Elastic File System, and it's $75. That's it. And this Elastic File System I launched I think 1 week or 2 weeks ago during live stream. And the thing with this one is that I deleted it like in main region, but even if you delete the replication, it deleted from Terraform, but it doesn't delete it from the AWS, which is pretty cool feature, I would say. So AWS really wants you to keep paying if you delete it. This was pretty big surprise for me. I received a couple alerts that, oh my God, it's more than my budget, which is I think $20 a month. So anyway, this was it. And answering what is AWS L, well, I have um, AWS P, which is project which I made 8 years ago. Hello, Robert. Yeah, so it was 8 years ago when I figured out that it's pretty hard to make switches between accounts, and I wrote this small, very small shell functions. Yeah, it is based on AWS Vault. So overall, what it does, it provides you with autocomplete. So you write AWS P. It's all documented. I'm not saying anything really new. You just write AWS P and you start writing name of the profile and it switch, assume role or do whatever is necessary. But then you write AWS L and it's opening AWS L. Let me see, where is this AWS L? Which AWS L? Alias AWS L. Right, so this is it. It's AWS Vault login and then name of my profile, and it just opened this URL. So that was it. So I'm curious, what made you switch from software developer to only DevOps? Um, uh, well, I don't really know what I'm still doing a lot of software development. So yeah, I mean, I write different uh, applications, different scripts. Uh, well, I think it is more than just DevOps. So yeah, I mean, DevOps is something what people like it to be called DevOps. I don't mind. As soon as it's paid and everybody enjoys it, then we can call. I mean, you can rename it to SRE next year or platform engineer, and I don't care. I have my own things which I like to do, and I keep doing it. So, going back to this problem, yeah, and Piero, if you have any questions about AWSP, let me know. Maybe I can help you. There are many new tools out there. One which I like to try, I think it's called Granted. I'd like to try it, but well, I don't have direct need for this, really. My stuff works for me for many years. I get used to it, and yeah, I switch accounts between different projects like 20 times a day, no problems. It supports all kind of MFA, assume roles, and yeah, a bunch of other things. But Granted seems to be pretty cool and interactive. And also, if you like to have different colors on your tab, so you can swap between accounts, it can be more kind of useful for you. Granted is one of many tools, obviously. Okay, let's going back to this CloudWatch log group. So my question is whether this uh, function which has been created with this configuration should have, mm, yeah, right. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. It actually has these actions, so it knows that it should be able to write to this log group. That's pretty cool, and it doesn't have permission to create a log group. Okay, that's good. So let's take a look in more examples, more other cases, I mean. So this was when we have this CloudWatch log groups created. Mm, what other cases can be with custom log group or with um, not with custom, right? How to say no? Well, custom and not custom doesn't matter. Right, this one. I'm not sure that I understand this thing here. So login log group. Can I don't specify this one and still use my custom log group? Because then it would be pretty cool. Then it's really one line of code changes. Let's see. It says no changes. Why? Why it says no changes? I just changed it. I guess the reason for this one is inside of this comparison. So by default, login log group is set to null, though maybe it should be set to text. No. Okay. Mm. So we have. Let's take a look. What kind of stuff is required for this? Let's see if we go to lambda function. And here we have advanced login controls. Right, so only log format is required. Okay. So it's required, but text is by default. Pretty strange. What if we specify here that what if we just specify default here as text? This means that we will always have this advanced configuration, right? Is it, I mean, that's what I wanted, right? But my question is the following. If I have my example code and I just want to have default lambda function. Let's make it here. Let's we call it with default log group. Default log group. And we don't specify anything like this. So my question, will it now create this advanced configuration block or not? We can probably see something here. So it's trying to create, where is this policy? Yeah, it's trying to create this log group. That's it. Well, what about this log group configuration then? That's pretty cool, right? Login format, we enable text by default. Log group known after apply. Everything looks pretty good to me. Maybe it will fail now because I didn't specify something. Probably, no, will not fail. Okay, let's take a look into this view and see what has been created. So we look into default log group. So actions are correct. This one is really default one. And where is this? Monitoring, CloudWatch log group, text. That's it. So this was pretty simple, right? It created log group in text format. It's default one. That's it. There is no, yeah, no error. So I think this is actually correct because it's, first of all, it is really simplified. We can have this configuration for current use cases. It's not kind of break and change as far as I can see. Permissions handled properly. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look more in the code and see if we can maybe simplify it here a bit. So this default case is probably not necessary. Maybe we can extend with custom log group. Let's see, with default log group. Yeah, so this is pretty much previous example, which is currently supported. So we shouldn't do anything here. What kind of values can we customize? Should we play with this login log format? What else can we specify here? Login application log level. Okay, we can specify a bunch of other things as well. Info error. This is not really important, but it's default one. Use existing CloudWatch log groups. Okay, so looking in this code, I think we can even put this without dynamic, right? Which is a bit strange because sometimes, so logically we don't need to have this dynamic because this block will always be present. Though, if I remember correctly, even last week, we updated the code to have a thing like this because sometimes it creates unnecessary changes, right? This timeout can be flipping. Same with this one. So I'm just thinking if we write it like this already, because it's gonna to work. Mm, and we put it somewhere high, maybe even here, because it's not dynamic, so it should be aware all static things are the ephemeral storages here. Yeah, let's leave it there. So what I'm just trying to say is that having this block by itself can be uh, a problem, though there shouldn't be any reason why this block is present, right? The only thing which I can imagine is that this login block is not available, let's say, in GovCloud, like it was the case with ephemeral storage, which is not supported in GovCloud. That's why we turn it on and off conditionally, which is pretty ugly, but it works. So I propose to have it like this, and and next one is this one. So we use existing, then we use existing. Else we created. Yeah, we just created. I guess Lambda at Edge is not supporting custom logs. Okay, what else we can do? Something about outputs here, where we have log. Right, here we have log group IRN, log group name. This is something where we need. Oh, right. We already take into account this. We already pick it from data source or from resource itself. So there is no need to take care of that one. Okay, that's good. What else can be done? So we don't need this example. I mean, I can remove it later, but this one is important. So use existing CloudWatch log group. Debug info warning. Let's pick system. Let's pick debug. So what's happening here? Right, we are just changing from text to JSON. That's it. Okay, let's take a look into this here and try to find login config. Right, so here is how it is stored inside of state. So, I mean, this block is already present uh, for uh, like for all functions, which is correct. That's what I expected. Okay. If there is a need to handle cases like dynamically, then we will need to introduce another variable which will be called use custom log group, and it will be true or false, and then we will use it inside of generation of inside of the generation or inside of comparison of dynamic block itself. But right now I don't see the need for that one. So let's see here. Let's disable this one. Let's remove this. Let's uncomment bunch of this, and let's uncomment this. And now let's apply just to see how it works like for the rest of cases, because there are 81 resources and some destroys. I don't know what it's trying to delete. Right, of course, I deleted one module, so it's fine. Right. So this one is going to be okay. Is there anything else what should be done? I like this simplification myself, because having a bunch of different comparison is usually not necessary. And I think it covers all cases. If not, we can always change it. Um, right, okay, it did what was necessary. Let's take a look in the browser. What's this here? Oh my God, so many different things. Let's say Lambda at edge. Well, Lambda at edge. Um, I wonder how does login work there. So this is role name, monitoring. Can I have custom log group for Lambda at edge? Hmm. Interesting. Lambda will create it. Yeah, right. Okay. Um, do we have to do any changes to handle Lambda at edge? Well, for us, it doesn't really matter because if user specify it, right, there are just two ways. We either create it or we use existing. That's it. If user wants to use Lambda at edge, then they will have to uh, somehow make make this log group, which is pretty interesting. If I look into, yeah, I can look here. No, I can't look here. I thought I can just go to this log group and see if it was created or not. This is pretty cool hack that you can just type in search whatever you want to go, and well, it doesn't work. No, it works if you click on the right thing. Okay, so this was actually created. Fantastic. 3 minutes ago. Okay. Right, so then let's run one more example and hopefully that's going to be it. So if we now destroy it, "96 resources." Mm. Yeah, what about that's an interesting case. I don't know if I thought about it earlier, but what if I want to have custom log group, but I want it to be created for me, right? So I specify that uh, log group will be uh, example note example how to create it, something like this, and it has these configurations. So with custom with custom how to say with custom auto log group, something like this. I think this is pretty important case actually. Example auto with custom log group. Automatically created. By the way, all of these things which I can see right now here, I guess they're calling GitHub API for me. Just for fun, let's take a look into API. GraphQL, no, not so big, but yeah, still. I didn't do anything, but GraphQL API calls for some reason is way too high. Okay, what else here? I guess this is pretty cool case. Let's run this two cases, use existing CloudWatch log group false, which is, okay, it's by default, so no need to play with this one. So I will call this and this, and the rest I don't need right now. And outputs I still don't need. Okay, so now this will be pretty big thing. If it works, then it's amazing, which means that we created something and we tell module to create it for us, and name is totally random. Pretty cool. So now if we run Terraform apply, I have no clue if it works, and if it does, then it's amazing. Let's see. It does something, which is a good sign already. So it's gonna to make it's gonna to make auto log group. Yeah, so it's gonna to make this log group for us. Unbelievable. Right, and it actually did. Let's look into functions. So auto log group configuration and monitoring. Fantastic. So it actually created this log group for us. And let's see. Does not exist in this account. What? Why? Didn't it create it? CloudWatch log group. Hmm. Let me refresh. Maybe it works this time. No, it doesn't. View existing log group. Example liked boxer. I want another one. Example auto light boxer. Okay, this one doesn't seem to work, but let's look into permissions. Yeah, didn't have permission to create it either. Okay, so this one, so auto, right? It was auto. Yeah, auto didn't work, but this one, where I created it separately, and this one worked. Okay, let's take a look in the code and try to find the reason why this has happened. So the problem is inside of this one, right? Right. So login log group, this one. Actually, I like to see this is a bit easier view sometimes. T-show just to see how Terraform code was written. Here we have this login config for the correct one. Now we need to find this login block for right this one. So the function name was this. So we have this. We have So first I see that the policy is incorrect, right? And then we are creating, okay. I see that we are creating a log group, but it's in wrong name. So the name is wrong. We wanted to have example something, but it just wasn't picked up here. So then let's look into, right, so this name should be as well as Koleski here. Koleski should be here, because we specified what kind of name we wanted. So please make it for us, or else we'll not be happy. Ta-da. So now it's trying to replace with the correct name. And what about this statement? Let's see. It's IAM policy logs. Some here. IAM policy logs. This is document. Right. So here we have another comparison. Login log group. So we don't want to use so this is false. Again, why there is this comparison? Is this new? I think this is not needed here. Let's take a look into, well, let's run this first. And let's take a look in the browser where this login was introduced inside of IAM. Right, again, this comparison is not needed here. Yeah, that's it. Right. So we want to create log group stream, log group. Okay. So if we look into this now, if we go to console, and this is our log group, which we created, which works, I guess. Yes. And then there should be another one, which is auto, this one. Example auto. Example auto. Yeah, right. Example is here. If we go to this function, auto, that's it. So this way we could create any log group name we wanted. And our permission now has this thing. Pretty cool. I think that's how it should be written. So now let's look and finalize this pull request. We are using, every time when we are dealing with log group, we are relying on whatever was specified. So login log group, right? Then inside of IAM, we are doing same thing as before, no changes here. Then in this example, we are making a Lambda function with custom log group automatically provisioned. I think that's better name for such thing. Okay. And this is Lambda function with custom log group. It's like manually provisioned or existing. Yeah, it's probably existing is the right word here. Okay, so this is really biggest difference. And now I think it's looking good. Okay, let's destroy this. So now it's going to be lost time when I run altogether, and I think this pull request is done. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty cool, and it's definitely going to be used feature inside of this module. Mm-hmm. What we need to do? Um, let me think. Yeah, right. Okay, let's run tinit one more time, and now t apply. 101 resources. It's good. It's growing. Plus 5 resources every time. Yes. Flags. Okay. Now when it's finishing, I will just run Terraform apply one more time to verify that login configuration inside of state is not different so much. Sometimes in some modules we may have some some differences, especially if there are timestamps being used. It's not a big problem, actually. I thought it's going to be a big problem in some cases, but it's not a problem at all. Let's see. Now it's making a couple more Lambda functions, and it's done. Right, and what about CloudWatch log group? Yeah, which is fine, is because it's going to be returning from this. And what is this? Yeah, last modified. That's it, but nothing related to logs, which is good. Okay, so now let's destroy this. And let's try to commit it, and it's time to finish the stream actually, because it's taken too long. I don't know about you guys, but I find it quite interesting to work uh, on such things. They're going to be impactful for many people. So uh, let's see. Updating a bunch of different wrappers, a bunch of different files changed. Terraform validate. Do we use? Oh, right, that's also a case. Which version should we use for this? Is it 463? I don't think so. So when this login config was introduced, 532. So definitely not 4. So it's 532. So we can just interrupt this Terraform validation, and it's time to upgrade to 532 in pretty much all places, right? Because all examples now we'll have to have 532. If we run, no, that's if we run this module should be updated. No, these modules should not be updated because they specifically don't need this latest configuration, which is in the root module. But examples, yes, they all have to be updated. Yeah, I don't want to look there now. 319, 4, 5, sorry. Okay, going to be a lot of change. 2, oh my god, who uses version 2? Yeah, it should be. Simple is not simple, but okay. Fixtures, we don't care. This one. As you can see, this is how low tech works. If somebody tell you that, oh, this should be automated, well, sometimes it's good to have like low tech solutions like this to replace it. I'm actually surprised that so many folders were using so old versions. But okay, let's think about this for a second. If we look into change logs, now let's look into how to do this. Let's see if there are new things. No, there are no new things. So let's just run pre-commit with all these changes. And I want to look into the root module here. I mean, into this Lambda module. And, oh, right. We didn't change this one. We just bumped version of Terraform a long time ago, but we didn't actually update version of AWS provider. Okay, so it's going to be another major release, which is fine. That's probably good. Okay, let's run Terraform validate. Yeah, Terraform validate is well, let's just commit this one and run it on CI. Updated code to handle all cases of login config and examples. Yeah, minus n, because I'm lazy to wait it. And now most exciting part, if you look here, so one more time, if I have GitHub API rate limiting, it says almost 2000. Good. So now if I run git push, now it's going to be, what's the name of Joshua. I remember L, but Joshua is the first name. So git push Joshua license. Ta-da! Okay, yeah, it was able to succeed, and still no increase in GraphQL usage, which is good. I'm pretty sure that if I run something like this, PR list, I can see a couple of pull requests here, but now my usage is jumped. It's like, yeah, it's almost 1,500 more than it was. So if I keep running this GitHub pull request list one time, two times, three times, and now if I see my limit, no, it's not. So probably it was cached. I don't know, but sometimes it's very easy to run out of 500, 5,000, yeah, 5,000 calls an hour. Okay, let's look into this change here while this GitHub action is working. Let's see what exactly I have just changed. So a bunch of new versions everywhere, which is fine. Couple examples: custom law group existing and custom law group automatically provisioned. Good. Bunch of versions everywhere, and this one, no need to add dynamic. Couple coalesce functions, right? Yeah. This one is always text. Always text. Maybe it can be null, but I think Joshua said that it cannot be null because it's required. Then text. Text is like backward compatible value anyway. Yep, that's it. Let's see. So now if we go to see what's happening here, so many pull requests were succeeded. I mean, many checks were succeeded. Now let's just change title and say that this is break and change. Added advanced login configuration. Added bump provide 32. Version of items provided. Right. Added advanced login configuration. Ta-da. Good. And all checks passed. Fantastic. So I think I can just say that this is approved, and that's pretty much it. There is nothing else to be done here. It's going to be break and change Um, advanced login configuration, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, I think that's it for today. It was pretty long stream anyway. I'm glad that I was able to finish this issue because I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited with all new things coming to serverless in Terraform. And again, for those who don't know what is all this about, so you can go to serverless.tf and see what is it about. I made this website, I think, almost 3 years ago, and there are a lot of references to other modules which we maintain. So yeah, check it out and let me know if you find it useful. Okay, and this was version 7.0. So on this note, I want to say thanks everyone for finding time, for asking some questions. Hopefully you learned something, and yeah, and I wish you all a great weekend. Bye.